Hi everyone, it's Rebecca here with some thoughts I want to share today. I was inspired earlier by a young woman on Instagram who was writing about something called radical acceptance. And it's something I wholeheartedly believe in. Bea and I both believe in this. We probably use different words for it, but it's the same thing. And I just want to share a quote with you from a psychologist called Carl Rogers. And he wrote, "It wasn't until I accepted myself just as I was that I was free to change." And I'd love you to consider that, because the problem is, and so, I mean, this was our experience when Bea was ill, and in different episodes in my life as well. We long for things to be different. We think we've got to fight to change for things to be different. We get into the boxing ring with our eating disorder, or with whatever it is that we're struggling with, our anxiety, depression, feelings of stress and overwhelm. You know, we think we've got to fight it for it to change. And I don't know about you, but the minute that I feel that I've got to go into battle, then I can feel that stress in my body. And I know that no good comes from that, for me and for those that I've seen. And yet the opposite, which is what we're saying, which is about complete and utter acceptance of how things are right now, that we are then free to see something different. Okay? I think, just consider that for a minute and what that brings up for you. Because I know for me, certainly, as somebody who was caring for Bea, I didn't want to accept the way things were. I didn't want to accept that. I just felt that accepting it would be kind of surrendering, but not in the active way that I mean surrender, and I'll talk a bit more about that in a minute. But the kind of the I give up kind of, it's always going to be like this. And in fact, it's the complete opposite of that. And Eckhart Tolle talks about this. He says acceptance looks like a passive state, which is what I've just said, yeah. But in reality, it brings something entirely new into the world. That peace, a subtle energy vibration, is consciousness. And consciousness, awareness, is another word for consciousness. Okay, and feel the difference in that. The minute that we can accept that this is how it is, right now, in this moment, allows us then the opportunity for things to be different. But the minute but in the state of not accepting it, we're stuck. It kind of locks it down, and there's nothing that we can do then about that. The only way is through unconditional kindness, unconditional love. There's a softening, I sense, that goes with that. And that can feel really scary, and certainly the eating disorder is going to be screaming and shouting at that. But the more we lean into acceptance, and I love the word radical, because this is radical. This is changing, kind of looking 180 really, isn't it? A radical shift, a radical acceptance, a radical love and kindness towards ourselves. Whatever screaming noise is going on out here, we still lean in. We can still see that it's okay. It's okay to feel what we feel. It's okay to feel what we feel. Because underneath all of this, and this is the message that Bea and I talk about all the time, is that beneath all of that, all that noise, all that pain, all that fear, who we really are, our innate well-being, is always, always, always there. That doesn't go away. It's like when I talk about, we've had really choppy weather here recently, And the sea has been amazing to witness. Okay, now however choppy it is on the surface, you go down a meter or so and it's calm and it's still. So if you consider that's who we are, that sense, that state of peace and well-being is always there. Whatever the noise that we've got going on the surface, however choppy that is, that beneath all of that, we are this state of, or as somebody said, a well of being. Okay, that's who we are. That's beneath all of that, and that this complete and utter acceptance of this is where I am right now, and that's uncomfortable, and that's okay, because here's the thing that's really important to know and to remember is that nothing's static. Everything's in flux all the time for us. All the time. Change is always happening. There's always things passing through our thoughts and our feelings. So nothing is going to last forever. However shocking you feel in this moment, let's say, that's not going to hang around forever. But the more that we fix on it and hate the feeling, that's going to make it more sticky somehow. But the moment that we can just go, I feel like this and that's okay, then there's somehow this peace, this relaxing into it that enables it to move forward. And I don't know about you, but I find that really helpful. I find that really, really good to know. There's an amazing woman called Brack, and she said, I've got a couple of quotes here for you. She says, whatever we cannot embrace with love imprisons us, whatever it is. If we're at war with it, we stay in prison. And does that make sense to you? Because it really, really resonates with me. The more I fight against myself, the more I'm judgmental and at war with myself, then I'm going to keep in that prison. But if we can see that the way forward is through this loving kindness, then that's our way out. And the other thing she says is deep, unconditional tenderness is the prerequisite to change. Okay. That's where change will occur, is when we can radically accept where we are right now. And there's a wonderful man called Sydney Banks, and we write a lot about him in our book. And he says that we're all doing the best we can, given the thinking that looks real to us in this moment. And that's so true. Okay. So even if you struggle with this acceptance and surrendering to what is, you're doing your best. And as I said to somebody on our recovery space the other day, that because if we could do better, we would be doing better. But in that moment, we are doing the best that we can. I'd love your thoughts, what you hear in that. If you find it helpful, do come back to us. We're here to support you on your journey to recovery. I'll speak to you again soon. Bye for now.